Creating a cyber-friendly poster is easy and fun. When you come into the Standing By module, go down and see here it says Create a Poster. Click on the link. Once you've opened up the tool, you're able to insert an image. All of these tools down here affect your image, so you can make it larger, smaller, delete the image, or move it around. These tools up here are to manage your picture, so you can redo something, undo something. This is where you send it in to us, or you can email it to yourself or a friend. Over here you have all of your drawing tools, so your selection tool, your line tool, your paint tool, your alphabet tool. If you come in here, you can just click on, if you want a certain font, you know if it starts with an S, then you can click on an S and a C and so forth, and it'll bring up that selection. Your eraser tool, your shapes tool, paint tool. Down here is where you select what it is you would like to do that affects these drawing tools up here. So say for example I wanted to write something, I would select the colour that I wanted to write in before I actually started typing. This here is where you resize your text, so you can click it up to make it larger. You just have to move out of the way to see what size it is, or down to make it smaller. And this here, opacity, is how strong the color is. So you can make a color stronger or weaker just by clicking on this particular symbol here. So the first thing we're going to do is insert an image. So over here to Image, and we're going to insert an image. You can see I have a number of images open, and I'm going to select this particular image here. And that will insert the image for me into the page. Once I have that image here, I'm going to click on the image and I'm going to make that image a little bit smaller. Once I've done that, I'm going to move the image down to the bottom section of the page here. I then want to put a text box in up here. I could just write text, but I've decided that I'd like to actually have a color behind my text, and I'm going to select to have perhaps, I might have perhaps a green color where my text is going to be. And then here I'll start drawing the box where I want my text to be. I might just move that box over a little bit, and you can see I selected the tool there to move that box over. Okay, I'm going to add some writing inside this box that I have here. So I'm going to go over here. I've decided that I would like a font starting with S, and then I'll scroll up and down until I can find the font that I want starting with S. Actually, I might use this particular font here. I'm going to select a color for my text next. So we'll go back down here, and I might decide that I want a darker blue sort of a color. So here's my color for my text. Once I've done that, I'm going to actually set the opacity up a little bit to 100. Just leave it as the color appears here. Once I've selected these, I'm going to decide where I want to write, and I'm going to write here in the middle of this box, so I'm going to select in the middle of the box. Actually, that font size looks a little bit too small there. You can see the cursor looks small, so I'll make that font size a little bit larger, maybe 27, and select that here. So I'll type my font in now. Once I have my text in there, and I might actually come back here and just drop this down a little bit so that it reads nicely on the screen. Once I have my text here, I can actually select the text and move the text around. So I might decide that I want to put the text up here and just have some blank space down here for effect. If I didn't want to do that, I looked at that and went, oh, that's not really good. I can undo that, or I can redo it. I now want to add a line around my picture to just join the two together. And I don't really want a hard line, I'd like a soft line, so I'm going to use my painting tool, select my painting tool, and the color I'd like to select is, I think, more of a red color for this particular one here. That's a little bit too pink. We might make it a bit, bring that back down so it's not quite so bright, and that color looks good. Okay, so the 27 size that I have here I'm quite happy with, and I'll start, actually I might drop that size down just a little bit to make it 20, and then I'll start using my tool to do my line. So you can see I can create free lines or I can create static lines depending on which tool I use. And I might just bring this up a little bit here. I could decide if I wanted to that I wanted to actually bring that out into here to join that space together if that's what I wanted to do. And do the same on the other side perhaps. So it just joins them together. You can do whatever you like with your poster, obviously it's your idea and your creation. That's the goal of it, is to make them all different. Once I've decided that I'm happy with that, then I am going to email that to the Cyber Friendly team. So over here on the red button, we'll go to email. You'll put your name, I'll put my name here. And I might put a poster description. In my poster description I might say what school I'm from. ECU poster. And I'll send that entry. The ECU team will then receive your poster, and once we've received your poster, then your poster might be one of the ones that are selected to be on the home page for that particular module so that everybody else can see the great work that you've done. If we go up here to home, then you'll be able to see one of the posters has been loaded on here, and you can see this poster here has been loaded on, and this is where in this space here you might find one of your posters have been loaded. Good luck with the poster competition. Have fun.